Usually when I make a video, I try to find a topic that interests people and I give a quick little Spark Notes version of what happened, sprinkle in my own little take, and then we call it a day. If it's about a big enough piece of drama, that's an instant 1 million views. We talk about a Colleen Ballinger or some other dog shit apology, money in the bank. But today, I want to talk about something that I think nobody is really talking about, and I'm curious why. No commentary YouTuber I've seen seems to have been addressing this new Twitch scam. And I'm not using the word scam here lightly. I genuinely think what Twitch is doing was initially an accident, but how they've tried to fix this issue is actually just fucking over thousands and thousands of streamers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have to first introduce you to the culprit of this scam, Xsolla. If you don't know them, you probably see them on your credit card bill, and if you have too many of them, you might want to cancel it. So we should cut to the sponsor of today's video. I have a problem. I'm signed up for way too many streaming services, and I found out recently that I'm signed up for Paramount Plus twice. The only show I watch there is Survivor. How do I have two accounts? Do you know how I found out? Thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. If you don't know, Rocket Money is the personal finance app that lets you cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and just manage your money better. I use Rocket Money to cancel my subscriptions, but also just to check how much money I'm spending every single month because it changes drastically. Sometimes I do Amazon stream. Sometimes, well, I don't even stream at all. So it changes, you know? It's important to keep track of those things. So to save more and spend less, join the 5 million people using Rocket Money by going to rocketmoney.com/mogulmail. Make sure to use my code. You can get started for free. And thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring this video. If you don't know, Xsolla is the company that processes payments from Twitch, and they used to be the exclusive payment processor for the first few years of Twitch's life. Now, there's a lot more ways to sub, but they used to be the only people back in the day, and they have a problem. We investigated your reports of unexpectedly canceled subs. We found some long-standing, reoccurring subs did not renew as expected in March and April. This was an isolated incident, not related to any Twitch updates. We're working with our payment partner, Xsolla, to correct this issue. We apologize for the inconvenience and recognize how frustrating this is. Importantly, we'll be able to restore any sub streaks that were broken in the coming days. And they say importantly, like that was the important part, as if the actual important part wasn't losing out all the revenue on lost subs. Anyway, we'll be sharing next steps, which we'll talk about in a moment. But just to show you, that is basically the payment service provider that is used if you pay with credit or debit card, right? If you use PayPal or Amazon Pay or you do it on mobile, which you should never do, by the way. I know it's not what we're talking about, but never subscribe to somebody or become a member on YouTube with mobile. You're paying an extra tariff through the App Store. When you do that, I think it's $6 if you do it on Twitch, as opposed to $5 if you do it on desktop. So just don't subscribe on mobile. Anyway, back to it. This is, in my mind, a huge scam. The payment service provider, for whatever reason, canceled a lot of subs. How many subs? Well, that's the question. Now, I've seen a bunch of tweets from different creators who have been on the platform for a long time, because this is who it impacts disproportionately. Reason being is because Xsolla is the service provider that they used to only use. Nowadays, a lot of the subs come from like Prime subs, so that doesn't really come into effect. PayPal or, mobile subs, which again, don't do. And they've all tweeted out about the same email. Hey, you've had some problems of people not resubbing. Sorry to tell you this happened. Anyway, good luck getting them back. And Coney tweeted out, hey, this is a funny prank, but please resub to me. Same with Mango. If you're a longtime Mango sub and care about your streak, they might have canceled your shit. If it unsubbed you and this is your chance to get out, I'll always remember the good times we shared. And even Grand Pooh Bear. Since I've been partnered since the prehistoric times, and around 400 to 500 of my subs were affected by the glitch, which is a lot of subs. Now, before we talk about what Twitch is doing to fix this, which I think is not enough, it is first worth noting that the people who lost subs don't know how many subs they lost. They just know that they lost subs. Now, Twitch has said they might be able to tell them the exact number after the payment cycle's been completed, which should be, I guess, the start of next month. But as of now, they don't know. They've just lost a certain amount of subs. So it's hard to tell if you lost subs because of this glitch or because, natural sub bleed off because you've streamed less hours or whatever. Anyway, this is what Twitch is saying they are going to do to resolve the issue. Thank you for your patience. Let's talk about how we're going to make this right. We'll be emailing all the impacted folks in the coming weeks with full details. To make it up to streamers, we'll be paying them 1 month's revenue of their missing subs in the upcoming payout cycle. To continue their subs that were canceled, we're afraid viewers will need to resubscribe. That's the kicker. They were able to unsubscribe thousands upon thousands of viewers, but they can't automatically resubscribe them. And I guess on paper, that makes sense, right? You shouldn't be able to like use somebody's credit card on file to make them pay for something that was canceled, even though it was, I guess, canceled without their permission. I get that. But how they're resolving it is by adding 1 month to the streak for anyone to incentivize them to resub, and then also paying them out for just 1 month of missed subscribers. But that's not how it works. Right? We're talking about like tier 1 subs, the hardest subscriber to get. It's not primes, which don't auto-renew, which come and go. It's not gifted, which is just based off somebody's generosity. It is somebody deciding to pay $5 a month, specifically somebody who's been doing it for a long time because, again, it disproportionately affects older viewers. So it's sometimes people who have been subbed for 5, 6, 7, 8+ years who might have lost their sub. And in Mango's case, when I asked him, he said the number of people who unsubscribed in his estimation could be anywhere from 500 to 1,000. Now, he said he doesn't know for sure. He doesn't want to be quoted on that number, but that's a fuck ton. I mean, even if we take a look at Mango subscribers, and we have it right here, boom, we can see that in the month of April, he has dropped in tier 1s about 600. Now, if we extrapolate how many he might get in the last week of April, because the month is not over yet, it's about 10% of subs lost, 10%. So that's 250 subs. If he has a preferred sub split, that's $3.50 per sub. That's $875, and Twitch will pay him that out for 1 month. But what about the remaining year? That's $10,000. I mean, that 1 month payout's fine and all, but I feel like it doesn't nearly make up for the damage done by Twitch. I'm thinking that there might be millions of dollars across all streamers in lost revenue over the next couple of years, unless everybody who was unsubscribed finds out they were unsubscribed and then resubscribes, which is a big ask. Not a lot of people check their email. I know I'm guilty of this, but this is the email you might have received. We found you had subscriptions that did not renew correctly due to an error when processing your payment. I feel like they kind of worded this weird, right? Am I crazy? I feel like it should have been like, hey, we fucked up. Or at least, hey, the guy that we use Xsolla really fucked up and we fucked up the payment processing. Anyway, please resubscribe, please. And there it is. That is where Twitch is currently leaving it off. So I'm at least making this video as a PSA because this, again, affects mostly like legacy streamers. The big guys aren't really getting affected. The Kai Sanats, the Jinxies, the Quesos, they haven't even been partner streamers for more than like a couple years. I'm talking about like the lifer streamers, the guys who've been doing it for like 10 years. Those are the ones who are fucked. So if you sub to one of those guys, maybe you just give them $5 a month, watch them every couple of weeks, and it's something that you've had in the background just because you want to support them, we'll double check because you might have been unsubscribed and Twitch is not doing anything about it outside of paying for 1 month. And I think that's not enough. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Subscribe, see you later, and I'll be uploading more frequently. Or not, who knows. Goodbye.